Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. Let's talk about Tim Hardaway Sr. ripping Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving for their lack of leadership. He said they are not leaders, they are just scorers, basically. Great scorers, but they are not leaders. Ever since Kyrie Irving got traded to Dallas, it just hasn't been good. And who's to blame? Is it Luka's fault? Is it Kyrie Irving's fault? Who's to blame for this lackluster season since Kyrie joined the Mavericks? They've been under 500. They're currently out of the play-in, out of the playoff. Before Kyrie got there, they were 2-3 games over 500. So who is to be blamed for the Dallas Mavericks taking a huge step back? They took a huge step back, and I don't know if it's coaching, but I would agree it's leadership. You got to lead by example. And Luka don't play any defense. Kyrie doesn't play any defense, rarely. So you have two superstars who plays no defense, and you have to lead by example, like Tim Hardaway Sr. said. And that's just how it is. You can't just say something and not hold yourself accountable. So if you're going to say something, or you got to lead the troops and they'll follow. So Tim Hardaway Sr. said Jalen Brunson is a better leader. So Tim Hardaway Sr. called them out for not being leaders. And so this is what Tim Hardaway Sr. had to say. That trade wasn't for them. What isn't broken doesn't need to be fixed, Hardaway said, referring to the Mavs trading for Irving before this year's deadline. They're missing a leader out there. Luka is not a leader. Kyrie is not a leader. Jalen Brunson was a leader. A leader shows by example, by playing defense. When he says something, he does it also. And that's what a leader is. And like I said, those two guys are not leaders. They're complementary, dominant, great basketball players, great scorers. So Tim Hardaway Sr. is saying they're not leaders. They're great scorers. Jalen Brunson, he was a leader, but obviously he left and went to New York for the bag. And look at New York now. The Knicks is in the playoff. Since Jalen Brunson got there, the Knicks are in the playoff. And that says a lot. I mean, it's unbelievable. The Mavericks are struggling to make the play-in. They could possibly still make the play-in, but that's crazy when you have Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic on the same team. Despite having two superstars, they're still struggling to make the play-in. And I'm not going to put this on coaching because it's about leadership. I mean, coaching is a part of the situation, but it's also about leadership. You got to lead the troops. And whose team is it? It's Luka's team. Yes, Kyrie Irving is on the team also, but it's Luka Doncic's team before Kyrie Irving got there. I understand everybody can't be leaders. Some players are not leaders, and that's just the way it is. Some players are great players, but they're not leaders. So I get that. Either Luka or Kyrie is going to step up and be a leader, or they got to go find somebody who could lead the troops. I mean, your best player don't have to be your leader. There are plenty of times when the best player isn't the leader on a team. Not everybody has the capability to lead, and that's just what it is. We have enough sample size of Kyrie to know he's not a leader. He's not. We have seen him in Boston. We have seen him in Brooklyn. So we have enough sample size to know Kyrie is not a leader. As far as Luka, right now he's not a leader, but you could also develop into a leader. Some people have an innate skill to be a leader, and some people, they could mature into a leader. So I don't know if Luka has that in him, but I guess we'll find out. But the team is definitely lacking leadership. You have a young team with no one to lead them, and this is what you get basically. With all this talent, they're struggling to make the play-in, and that's crazy. So if the Mavericks miss the playoff this season, it's just not a good look with all that talent that you got on the team. The starting lineup is crazy. You got Luka, Kyrie, Tim Hardaway Jr., Christian Wood. Like, this is a very talented team. And the fact that they're struggling to make the play-in, that is insane. And who's to blame? Once again, I'm not going to blame J-Kidd. I'm sure his coaching could be a bit better, but I'm not going to blame J-Kidd for this. I'm going to put this on Luka and Kyrie, the best players on the team. In the offseason, they're either going to have to go out and find a leader for the team, or Luka is going to have to mature into a leader, which could happen. But yeah, as of right now, the Mavericks is on the outside looking in. They're faced with missing the play-in and the playoff for that matter, and the Kyrie Irving trade is not looking so good. So Tim Hardaway Sr. said, the team was fine the way it was, and they shouldn't have made the move to acquire Kyrie. He said what isn't broke don't need to be fixed, and that could be true. Who knows? But at the same time, would the Mavs had advanced far in the playoff? I doubt it. I mean, yes, they went to the Western Conference Finals last season, but prior to acquiring Kyrie, would they have won it all with the team they had? No, they would have not. So it was a gamble. They rolled the dice, and unfortunately, it's not working out right now, but who knows? It could pan out in the future. If they re-sign Kyrie, get a center, get a few wings, 1 or 2 wings to balance out the team, the future is looking bright. I know right now it's looking bleak, real bleak, and it doesn't make any sense why they can't even make the play-in, but it could work out in the future. I mean, it might not work out right at this moment, but in the future, it could work out. And I do agree, they need somebody who could lead the team because Luka is immature. We all know Kyrie is not a leader. I'm sorry. We have seen enough of Kyrie to know he's not a leader. And I rock with Kyrie. Kyrie's my dude, but I got to keep it real. Kyrie is not a leader. A great player, just like Luka, they're not leaders. So the Mavs need somebody, even if it's a veteran presence, it doesn't matter. They need someone who could lead the troops. Well, we'll see what happens in the offseason. Will they re-sign Kyrie? Go out and get the pieces they need to balance out the team, beef up their defense because that's an issue. They need better defenders. Go get a center, get a few wings, and they got a solid foundation. They're just a few players away from balancing out the team. So we'll see what happens this offseason. But as always, man, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. Holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.